Hello, students. Welcome to the podcast sessions with your teacher Deepika. Hope you all are fine. Let us study something interesting today. I have made some podcasts of Chapter 2 from Hunting Gathering to Growing Food of History for Class 6. This chapter deals with the earliest people who moved from place to place in the search of food. The chapter discusses many topics in detail, such as how we come to know about these people, how they start farming and herding, etc. Dear students, Tushar was going from Delhi to Chennai for his cousin's wedding. They were traveling by train, and he had managed to squeeze into the window seat. As he watched trees and houses fly past, his uncle tapped his shoulder and said, "Do you know that trains were first used about 150 years ago, and that people began using buses a few decades later?" Tushar wondered, when people couldn't travel quickly from one place to another, did they spend their entire lives wherever they were born? So let's find more about it. Progress in human civilization is based on human ability of finding simple and easy methods of making things and performing different works. Wheels are made by using this human talent and ability in the early ages of human civilization. Dear students, our first subtopic is the earliest people. Why were they on the move? We know that people who lived in the subcontinent as early as 2 million years ago. Today, we describe them as hunter-gatherers. The name comes from the way in which they got their food. Generally, they hunted wild animals, caught fish and birds, and gathered fruits, roots, nuts, seeds, leaves, stalks, and eggs. Hunter and gatherers moved from place to place. There are many reasons for this. First, if they had stayed at one place for a long time, they would have eaten up all the available plant and animal resources. Therefore, they would have had to go elsewhere in search of food. Second, animals move from place to place, either in search of smaller prey or, in the case of deer and wild cattle, in search of grass and leaves. That is why those who hunted them had to follow their movements. Third, plants and trees bear fruit in different seasons, so people may have moved from season to season in search of different kinds of plants. Fourth, people, plants, and animals need water to survive. Water is found in lakes, streams, and rivers, while many rivers and lakes are perennial and others are seasonal. People living on their banks would have had to go in search of water during the dry seasons. Dear students, how do we know about these people? Archaeologists have found some of the things hunter gatherers made and used. It is likely that people made and used tools of stone, wood, and bone, of which stone tools have survived best. Some of these stone tools were used to cut meat and bone, scrap bark and hides, chop fruits and roots. Some may have been attached to handles of bone or wood to make spears and arrows for hunting. Other tools were used to chop wood, which was used as firewood. Wood was also used to make huts and tools. Hunter gatherers lived in many places. Many sites were located near the source of water, such as rivers and lakes. As stone tools were important, people tried to find places where good quality stone was easily available. Bhimbetka in present day Madhya Pradesh is an old site with caves and rock shelters. People chose the natural caves because they provided shelter from the rain, heat, and wind. These rock shelters are close to the Narmada Valley. Many of the caves in which these early people lived have paintings on the wall. Some of the best examples are from Madhya Pradesh and southern Uttar Pradesh. These paintings now show wild animals drawn with great accuracy and skill. Sites are places where the remains of things like tools, pots, buildings, etc. were found. These were made, used, and left behind by people. These may be found on the surface of the earth, buried under the earth, or sometimes even under water. Now, the next topic is finding out about fire. Traces of ash have been found in Kurnool caves. This suggests that people were familiar with the use of fire. Fire could have been used for many things, like as a source of light, to roast meat, and to scare away animals.